Okay, folks, another video. Oh my dear Lord, Hispanic population surging in Chicago while black population leaves. What can we learn today from our beloved community regarding to Hispanic people?
They would rather hire Hispanics than blacks. Like if 30 blacks and 30 Hispanics lined up for the job for the day, they picking all 30 Hispanics first, then they get to the Negroes. See, this is the thing with black people. I'm like, this is why I voted for Trump against this illegal immigration. And I would look like DACA. He's gonna give these guys a pass, but you gotta give some to get some, hopefully. But this is why I was like, man, and black everybody should be against illegal immigration. It should be black people look like me. They have the same skin color as me. They have the same nose like me. Talk like me. They call you Sean. Oh, bring them all over. People of color. And you let the white man come up with a term. You know what when you know what I mean, white man. I'm talking about the white liberal. You don't let that in the way. So don't come in my comments talking about this. You don't come, you let him make up a term called people of color. And now you guys are thinking, oh man, we're all against the evil brackets that are sending, you know what I mean? So send more over. Come on over, hey, Jose. Come on over, Juan. Come on over, Hector. Come on over. Now, I don't have anything against Hispanics. But I think any rational person will say, hey, man, you got to come over here the legal way. It's unfair to the people of this country to have illegal immigrants come over here, work, settle down, and then put an economic strain on everybody else. And now you here in Chicago, you're seeing once they get in, they end up forcing y'all out. Now you have less black population in Chicago. You're going to have less representation in the political realm. You see what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying, Mr. Baby C, Mr. I got to. Well, he's not going. I'm not saying going overseas, but we know the males of his community is going overseas. Well, I mean, the link will be down below. Please subscribe to an idea of watching the video because it's actually pretty intriguing. I will say this to this guy, Mr. I don't know, Handy Mayhem, Mr. Handy Mayhem, Mr. Handyman himself. Let me start by saying this to a lot of these people, in regards to this so-called Hispanic surge in Chicago. While black people, well, if you're doing things the legal way, it wouldn't be a shame. Well, first of all, this is something that I keep trying to explain to a lot of these people. Just because someone is Hispanic does not mean he's illegal. Well, if they do things the legal way, how do you know they did it the legal way? People don't realize this, but you do realize the vast majority of the Hispanic population that lives in the United States are actually legal citizens, have legal documentation. But in the minds of Mr. BBC, in the minds of Mr. Pro-White, amongst these Americans, they believe every single Hispanic last Spanish surname is somehow an undocumented immigrant. That's why they came here, and it's a strain to economics. Oh, please. It's because of a strain to our economics. No, bro. No, Mr. Handy Mayhem. I'm sorry. If you look at Chicago, you're not going to sit there and tell me because the surge of Hispanic population is the reason why it's the downfall. No, it's all. Listen, man. The unemployment rate of the Afro-American community, I'm talking about these men, has always been high. Your community's always been a shithole. It's always been that way. It's always been this way. You go to any of these Afro-American ghetto trash areas. I'm not saying every Afro-American lives in these areas, But in these particular areas, it's always remained a shithole. And now you see a large surge on YouTube on the reasons why these communities are falling apart is because of illegal immigration. That's what it is. It's the reason why Crenshaw, California is so fucked up is because of illegals. It's these Mexicans and the high crime rate. It's the Mexicans. Yes, I know. Because remember one thing. Remember how the Afro-American male and the white American male works. Remember, illegal, Hispanic, DACA means Mexican. Even though there's different types of people that are coming through the border. Even though there's different types of people that sign up to these programs. They can't see that. For some odd reason, it just means Mexican. I'm not saying this guy sees it that way, but I'm telling the general census. Now, I understand where he's coming from. And hey, look, do you support Donald Trump because I need more jobs in my community, economically we're not doing well? Hey, look, listen, man, go for it, man. You feel like Donald Trump's going to help you out? I say he's not, but if you believe that, go vote for him. If you're an Afro-American, you're against any sort of immigration, go for it. That's your choice. I'm not going against it. But don't sit here and tell me that it's the white liberals, it's the white in these honky-tonk, shoe-shining, whatever you call them Negroes that are following with white liberal policy, and that's the reason why. No, now he's blaming white liberal. No, Mr. Afro-American male, that's not the reason why you guys support these so-called Hispanics moving to the United States. That's not the reason why. I'll tell you the real reason why. The real reason why so many so-called Black Americans were cheering on for these so-called Hispanics to come into the United States is because deep down inside, they want to boost up their numbers, bring these so-called non-white people into the United States, boost up their numbers so we can band together to fight whitey, and then at the same time have sex with their women and have sexual intercourse and have these mixed babies, and therefore create a new community, which is now the new brand Afro-American community. That's what the reason why. It's not white liberals. White liberals don't give two shits about illegal immigration. They really don't. I'm telling you this right now. They really don't. They could care two shits. I know people that, well, they want immigration because they support socialism. That's not true. Stop lying. Are you going to tell me that Mexico's a socialist country? It's not a socialist country. And the thing is, people that are from Latin America that are fleeing the United States are coming from socialist countries. They're fleeing because they don't want to be there. So I highly doubt that perspective. And in fact, most Hispanic people don't care about Democrats or Republicans or conservatives or those, because we know how the United States works. They're con artists. And this is the reason why Mr. BBC, Mr. I got to go overseas, I need to explore this so-called culture. See, he's so critical on his Hispanic people, but can I ask these dudes a question? Why do I see so many videos coming from these Afro-American males saying, come to the Dominican Republic, come to Panama, come to Brazil, come to Colombia, come to down to Costa Rica. Man, you should get these girls. Black women in America are horrible. Go get some of these so-called Latinas. Oh, shake them titties, girl. We gotta explore this so-called culture. Now, why are they doing that? It's kind of odd when he said black population is leaving. And where are they leading towards to? Because some of these guys saying they're leaving the country. So where are they going outside the country? It's Latin America. I told you all this, man. Deep down inside, Black Americans have a fetish for so-called Latinas, Hispanic people, and especially Dominican Republic. I'm going to harsh on that a lot, especially Dominican Republic. Because this is why when it comes to demographics, I said before in the very beginning that the Black American population is in decline. It's in decline. And that's why these so-called Afrocentrics, the Hoteps, These so-called black conservatives, black liberals, all of these people, I hear them all the time talk about we need a recount, we need to include Latinos, and because we need to understand the blackness of Latinos. See, that's where it's coming from. It's because deep down inside they want to claim as black people so they can boost up their numbers. Oh, Puerto Rican girl, look at that girl, look at that ass. She got black in her. She's an Afro Puerto Rican. That's why it's okay to go to bed with her. Oh, we gotta recount the Afro Mexicans because they're Afro Mexicans. No one counts them, and we need to recount them. There's over 1 million of them right now in Mexico, and there's only 500,000 of them down in Boston. We gotta recount them and be part of the Afro American. See, I know what they're trying to do. This is why all these dudes are going around on YouTube making videos about the black history or so-called censored history, and that they have all the answers. We got to revisit the black history in these countries because you got to realize you got black in you and all this other stuff. That's where it's coming from. They want to claim us as black, therefore boost us their demographics. That's the reason why. And this is something I have to ask to Mr. Handyman. If there's an issue with Hispanic people, might I ask you these questions? Why isn't in these areas in Chicago, LA, Miami, New York, why is it always black Americans going into Hispanic areas? They don't want to talk about that. I mean, they've gone to in fact, they're going to our countries. He doesn't want to talk about that. Oh no, it's the white liberals. The white liberals are doing this. These people are replacing us. Oh no. Oh really? Then why are you going down to our countries then sleeping with these chasing dick and pussy then? Try to find that orgasm. Why am I seeing campaigns saying, brothers, go to Brazil, brothers, go to Colombia and get away from the matrix? You see this guy can sit there and tell me white liberals. He knows this. He knows that deep down, look, everybody knows that black Americans, the male especially, the black American male, he has a massive fetish for Latinas. Everybody knows this. Especially Dominicans. Everybody knows this. I mean, if there was a bunch of illegals, they're taking our jobs away, and we're being replaced and all that stuff. Well, dude, then why don't you? I keep trying to tell all this, man. Why don't you start your own businesses, man, and say enough is enough? If they don't want to hire us, or create our own infrastructure. You don't want to do that because you guys are lazy. I mean, these Hispanic people are starting their own construction companies, landscaping companies. You can't do the same thing. I mean, the temp workers. Who goes to temp workers? Who goes to those temp offices? They're garbage. I mean, that's the thing. And now these people say, it's the white liberals, it's these Democrats, it's these shoe shining. No, bro. It does not stop you guys from going overseas. And when you go overseas, where you go to? Latin America. You don't even go to Africa. Stop lying to people, bro. Stop, Mr. Handy Mayhem. You know this is true. I told you this. You know why there's a Hispanic people in the beginning of next to black. Because deep down inside, black Americans want to count them as black, so therefore they can boost up their numbers and fight whitey at the same time sleep with their women. That's the whole thing that happened. That was the reason why. But the sad reality was that most Hispanic they didn't give two shits about this crap. They just wanted to come here and make money and help their families back home. And now that's why they're all upset. Now, why are they upset? They're not upset because they take their jobs away. They're upset because, you side with white supremacy. And that's the thing about you Hispanic. You won't be white and all that stuff. Now, why are they saying that? It's because we do not agree with their Afrocentric ideology. So they assume that we're Eurocentrics. We follow white supremacy when in reality, we don't follow for black or white supremacy. Because both ideologies are stupid. Now, I understand this guy, he's an Afro-American male. He's concerned about his community and his economics and all that stuff and representational. I understand that and I respect that. But, dude, you got to understand something right now. That's not our fault. That's your fault. And it's been like that for almost roughly 40 years. And now you got the men of your community fleeing the community And where are they going to? To our communities, to our countries. So stop with this, oh, they're so racist, oh my God. Well, you got no problem sleeping with their women? Unbelievable, man. I mean, this is the white liberal. Oh, please, bro. Please, man. Just give me a break. Come on now. Just speak the truth, man. The reason why so many people, your community allows to happen because deep down inside, you want to boost up your numbers and you want to sleep with their women. That's the reason why.